At this year's Global Consumer Electronics and Tech Trade Show, CES, TVs took centre stage. The big manufacturers exhibited their latest innovations. As well as Ultra HD 4K, there was 3D Dual View, Ultra Widescreen 5K, and the latest curved OLED screens. What's clear is that our small screen experience is getting bigger and bigger. In the past 10 years, the average size of the UK TV has doubled, and industry experts are predicting that by the end of the decade, a third of our TVs will be jumbo-sized. That's with screens of more than 43 inches. And let's be honest, what self-respecting tech enthusiast doesn't want to bring a huge screen experience into their living room? Top model supersized TVs of 60 inches and more cost well over an eye-watering £2,000. But there are models further down the price range. The question is, are they any good? To find out, I'm going to give 3 supersized televisions some serious audiovisual scrutiny. My first grand goggle box is a 60-inch Samsung Plasma. It's packed with smart features, including voice recognition. Next, a Finlux LED backlit TV, which at 65 inches has one of the largest screens in its price range. And finally, the most expensive of our trio, a 60-inch Sharp that's also an LED backlit LCD. I'll be testing their power consumption, smart features, and of course that all-important picture and audio quality. One worry when buying bigger is that you're going to get a bigger electricity bill. Well, to find out the likely running costs of these 3, I'm going to plug in an electricity monitor. The average size TV in the UK is 32 inches and costs around £100 to run over 10 years. After monitoring the power consumption of each of my supersized TVs and inputting that data into an energy-saving website, it was clear that each of them would cost more to run. The Samsung would cost around £550 over a decade, and you'd pay around £350 for the Finlux and the Sharp over the same period. So, although they cost more to run, it is worth knowing that choosing the most energy-efficient large TV could save you a couple of £100 in the long term. Next, I wanted to assess the smart features on each TV and how easy they are to use, but rather than doing this solo, I enlisted the help of journalist and Capital FM presenter Dominic Byrne, who shot to fame on the Chris Moyle show on Radio 1. So, there's some large TVs in here.
Oh, they're huge.
And when he fronted Newsbeat's Oddbox, a show that looks at weird and wonderful video stories. What features do you look for? Do you look for smart features? Do you look for 3D?
I've got a smart TV, and I'll be honest with you, I don't really use the smart thing on it because I don't really know how to.
This made Dominic the perfect choice to test how easy to use each TV's smart features were. So, with each TV in turn, starting with the Samsung, I'd like you to find a recent complete episode of The Gadget Show and then a clip from Oddbox.
Right, 5 on demand. OK. Here we go.
The Samsung also comes with a smart hub that organises content and voice recognition for verbal commands.
Newsbeat's Oddbox.
Though we found this a bit hit and miss.
Newsbeat's Oddbox?
It doesn't like odd, it won't do odd. It's not in its vocabulary for some reason. And we had to use the smart remote instead.
OK, good. Who's that handsome bald chap on there?
Which gets us to 5 minutes 50. So let's try the same with the Finlux.
OK.
And immediately a much sparser interface. The Finlux has a range of apps, but the only catch-up service is BBC iPlayer. It also has no web browser, so there was no way of accessing 5OD. We could certainly try and find Oddbox, though. And it took an age for the TV to respond to commands when using YouTube.
Bare naked ladies. I didn't put that in.
But after struggling for nearly 6 minutes, eventually Dominic managed to find Oddbox. Yes, very frustrating. Not good.
No,
Let's move on. Let's move on to the Sharp. The Sharp comes with Aquos.net, its own web browser with 70 internet apps. It also has Netflix, but no UK catch-up apps and no search engine. So to find content, you have to type in the full URL relating to what you're looking for, which was a bit of a faff.
5.
World's worst web browser.
Right, finally.
And once Dominic eventually found the Channel 5 On Demand website, things didn't get much better.
And now there's...
Will it play? No. Well, that's
That was a waste of time, wasn't
total
it?
waste of 9 minutes and 13 seconds.
Yeah.
Finding Oddbox also proved tricky.
Exactly.
Hey, 11 minutes and 17 seconds, the slowest of the three. Which one is your favourite then?
I think the Samsung has to be. It was really easy to use.
Yes.
There was a lot on there as well.
These TVs are designed to deliver glorious HD images. So, to assess their picture quality, Dom and I set all three of them up in a cinema, the ideal setting for big screen viewing. We needed some epic footage to test their big screen credentials, and so we played a trailer for the upcoming Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie. And we also invited an audience of superhero fans who came dressed for the occasion to help us decide which TV delivered the best picture quality. These devoted enthusiasts spend lots of time watching superhero movies on TV, and so we're an ideal group to assess how good our Spider-Man trailer looked on each screen. Do take a seat.
That's really scary. Right, sorry.
Yes. We watched the trailer on all three TVs, starting with the Samsung,
Everyone in the city.
then the Finlux, and finally the Sharp.
Already that's better.
Every day I wake up.
Yes, it is.
I try to save.
And with our epic screening over, it was time for the superhero fans to vote for the TV with the best picture quality. The Samsung was liked,
I think the Samsung had a better sort of overall quality.
but only managed to win over 5 of our audience. The Finlux was undoubtedly a poor third. 1. Batman. But it was the Sharp that won over most of the wannabe superheroes.
12 for the Sharp.
Brighter colours, smooth animation, and just better sound.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. In fact, it was jaw-dropping.
So the Sharp wins the picture test, but will it come out top overall? Time for the G ratings. It's just 2 Gs for the Finlux. Neither the picture or sound matched the epic size of the screen, and the smart features and their usability were little better. It's 3 Gs for the Samsung. It's got the most usable smart features by far and a plasma screen that produces vibrant pictures in the dark, but it's the least energy efficient. It's also 3 Gs for the Sharp. It has the best picture and sound, but its clunky interface and high price means it doesn't get top marks.